everybody? Jeff Stone here with day 41 of the year 2015 at magicreview.com. We're looking at impressions by Jason Yu today. So a little bit of trivia. Jason Yu is the guy that you see in just about every SandsMinds trailer performing the effect. And I never knew that that was Jason Yu. For some reason, I thought that was Will Tsai, T-S-A-I. Until I got an email from Will Tsai saying, will you stop saying that that's me? He was cool about it. He wasn't mad or anything. But he did say, he said, yeah, I know, all Asians look alike. And I'm like, no, dude, that wasn't it at all. I just didn't know that guy's name. I just thought it was you. Anyway, so sorry about that, Will Tsai and Jason. So, Jason Yu impression. Now, take a look. If you're watching this on your anything but a mobile device, basically, you should see the little YouTube pop-up right about now that's saying click here to watch the trailer. Do that. I will wait. Now, if you're on a mobile device, then pause this video, go over to magicreview.com, and there's a link there on the page that has this written review. There's a link to the ad trailer, or find the ad trailer somewhere and watch it first. I will wait. So I'm assuming that you're going to go do that. So I'll wait here and just sit and do nothing. And I'll assume that you've paused the video so that you're not really hearing this rambling. Okay, anyway, I'm assuming you're back now. So, the video is accurate and it does describe what happens, but you got to protect the method in ad trailers, and so they did have to do that a little bit. So I'm going to give you exactly what happens, other than I'm not going to tip the secret actions. But this is what the spectator sees, and I'm going to just break it down piece at a time. First thing, they get a blank card like this. It's blank on both sides. They sign it. They can examine the card. They sign it, everything. Then you take the card back, let it dry, and ask them to get their phone out and have them set it on camera mode. You swap. You hand them, by the way, you've now done a secret action, which I'm not going to tell you what that is. You now hand them the card. They hold it. You, using their phone, start to take a picture of it, of them, with the phone, or I'm sorry, with them holding up the card, but then you realize there's a lighting problem, and so you say, here, let me have the card back and let's try this again. Okay, then you give them the card back, and then you take the picture, and of course they can still, while they're holding the card, the second time you give it back, they can still examine it, everything's cool. Take the picture, immediately you put their phone, well, you show them the picture, and they can see in the picture that it's blank, that's just a blank card where they signed it. Then you hand them the phone. You just put it face down. I was looking for my iPhone so I could show you. I'm using my iPhone to film this, so I can't use my phone to show you. But you take the phone and you just place it face down on their hand. Okay, now you have a card selected, and the card is selected, and then you show it around to everybody, and then you place it on face down on top of the phone. You can put the deck away at this point, and everything revolves around what's on their hand. Do your magical gesture or whatever, and then they can do everything from this point on. Let them turn over the card that was on top of the phone, and it's now blank on the face. There's nothing on it. And then you have them turn the phone over and look at the picture, and it's now a picture of them holding the card, but it's, instead of it just being their signature, it's their signature on the selected card. That is the effect, and they their phone at that point, you don't touch it again. They can keep the blank card that they originally signed, and that's it. And they only signed something once. It's not like you somehow, secretly got their signature on their selected card or anything weird like that. Like, 6 months before you had them sign a card and you came back, and none of that crap. It can be done on the spot as long as you have the gimmicks with you. The gimmick with you. Well, gimmicks, yeah. So that is the effect, and it is that clean. What I want you to do now, real quick, is take a look at the pictures that that are probably on the screen at this point, or they will be soon. And it's two pictures. One is of my son Andrew, and he's holding the card. Now the card he is holding is a blank card that I signed. It is blank on both sides, and I signed it. But when you're looking at it, it looks like that he's holding a signed 9 of hearts. But I am using the system here, the gimmick or whatever you want to call it, that I would use if I were actually performing this. Okay, that is actually using this SandsMinds or this Jason Yu system. Then the next picture is my daughter Olivia. She just saw my son Andrew when I took the picture, and she said, "I want to take a picture." So I just gave her the same card and took a picture of her doing it. So as you're seeing those two images, that is what it looks like, and that will be on their phone forever. So that's the effect. Now, first question is, do you like the effect? So I imagine that you're out there watching the trailer and seeing the stuff I just showed you and said, "Yeah, I like that effect, Jeff. Is it that clean?" Yeah, it really is that clean. So the method relies on two little special somethings that you get, and you only need to use one of them. One of them allows you to create the illusion that they've signed the 9 of hearts. The other one allows you to create the illusion, at least in my case, that they signed the 2 of spades. Those are the two gimmicks I got. You only need one. You have to do like a 1 minute prep. It's a one-time prep on the gimmick, but you'll want to re-prep it after so many uses. But it's essentially a one-time prep that takes about a minute. Then there's a small setup in your deck, not anything major, and that's it. It's just sleight of hand and using this gimmick, and a little bit of audience management and choreography, but that's it. And then you get exactly what you saw in those pictures of my son and my daughter. That is not me. They're not actually holding a 9 of hearts, even though you would swear that they are. Very, very smart and clever technique. Now, the method is good. It's very good, very clever, and it's relatively easy to do. But Jason Yu says that it'll work on any phone, which is true. It will work on any phone. He prefers to use the iPhone because that's just what he's familiar with, and that happens to be what I have. And so I just did it with my iPhone. But there's one little problem. If the spectator looks in their deleted photos folder, they'll see part of the method. They won't really see the method. They'll just see something there and they'll go, "Hey, wait a minute." That's kind of what'll happen, okay? It won't actually expose anything, but it will certainly make the effect less magical, I think, and it will sort of reveal something that you did. But the gimmick will not be exposed at all. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, I'm a tech guy. I'm a web programmer. I think most of you guys know that. I'm not like a phone guy, but I mean, I do have an iPhone, and I know my way around it really well. And I did not know until a week ago that there's a deleted folder in my photo album. I had no idea of this. How I discovered it is too boring of a story, but basically I was running out of room on my phone and I couldn't figure out why. And it turned out I had all this deleted videos from these reviews and junk in my deleted folder that I didn't even know existed. So I just discovered this a week ago. So I've been using an iPhone since iPhone 3 was all the rage. And I got the iPhone 5 when it was brand new. And I've never known about the deleted folder thing until a week ago. So I don't know if that's typical or if everybody knows that that's there. But if your spectator doesn't know about that or doesn't really check their deleted folder, then I wouldn't worry about it. And it deletes itself every 30 days. So if you're not worried about that, then and you like the effect, of course, then this is a great product. Get it. I'd recommend it definitely if you like the effect and you're not worried about them looking in their deleted folders. Now, I don't know how that works on other phones. I just know about the iPhone. So if you're an expert with the other kinds of phones, then you'll know about the deleted folder better than I would. So that's it. The written ad copy is very simple, plain, clear, doesn't make any weird claims or anything. The video ad copy, I already talked about that and explained to you that it does, I think it is a fair and honest representation of what really happens. But there's just some stuff they had to hide because of the nature of the effect, and it would expose things. But I don't feel it was they were hiding anything to be dishonest or anything like that. So, method, it's good, solid. You just have the one risk about them looking in the deleted folders. But other than that risk, it all comes down to a little bit of sleight of hand and a simple bit of choreography and some guts, some boldness, which is not a lot of boldness, but a little bit. So the method's solid, ad copy's solid, product quality is solid, the gimmicks you get are great, they work well. You see them in action on those two images you looked at a few minutes ago. They're great. And the DVD is very well produced and everything. And it teaches everything, it covers everything. It's an easy menu, all that stuff. There's only one problem with the DVD that bugged me. And a lot of DVDs these days, they just don't do live performances. They do one in the ad trailer. And so you can see what the effect essentially is, but they don't do it in the teaching segment to show you what it would look like. And if they're not doing any performances, even though that bugs me, I can live with that. But if you've already taken the time to go out there with the camera crew and to film all this stuff, and you've got all the footage that's in the ad trailer, you've clearly got footage. So show me some footage in the performance, in the teaching segment, that is complete. In other words, I get that you had to edit it for the trailer, but show me an unedited version of it. Now that I know I own the product and I know the secret, show me an unedited version of it from start to finish, so I can see, okay, when you do that move, I can see how you misdirected the audience to do that. Or when you did this one part that required this little choreography, okay, I can see how you interact with the spectator. That makes sense. So show me that. But instead, in the performance section of the DVD, once you get into learning it, they just do basically the same thing, which is a bunch of clips of different pieces of different performances, and you never get a full performance all the way through. That drives me crazy. I get that you don't do it in the ad copy. I understand that. I'm talking about somebody who owns the DVD and wants and now is ready to learn it. They need to see a full performance of it. Other than that, I had no problems with this product at all. Now, this is not the kind of thing that's going to be like, oh yeah, it's easy. I'm going to stick it in my repertoire tonight, and I got a gig tomorrow. I'm going to buy it today. No, you shouldn't do that anyway with any trick. But this one in particular, it will take some practice. It will take a little bit of finesse, a little bit of I don't know if trial and error is the right thing, but you're going to need some practice on it. So you will need to put a little bit of time into this, I think that's the way magic should be. So put in a little bit of time. Also, one other thing before I forget, this is not necessarily the best thing for a strolling situation because, let's say you're working a banquet where everybody kind of knows each other, but they're all in little separate mingling groups. And you go to group number one and you do it, and they've got a picture of themselves now holding the 9 of spades sign. Then you go to group number two, and now they've got a picture of themselves holding the 9 of spades sign. I said spades, I meant hearts both times. And then you go to group number three, and they're holding a picture of themselves with the 9 of hearts. And a couple people compare notes the next day at work or whatever, and well, that's weird. All of us got a picture of us holding a signed 9 of hearts. What a coincidence! We all picked the exact same card. So because you're only supplied with the ability to have it be one of two cards, and even then you kind of have to decide which card you're going to be using that night. So for a strolling situation, that might be a problem. For a restaurant where each table doesn't know the other table, this might be fine. Because so what if they all went home with the with a picture of them with the 9 of hearts? Yeah. To me, if I were to use this, it would be as a closer for a small group of maybe a small set, like a just a one set show. I would use it towards the end as like a souvenir to remember the show by. I imagine myself having somebody else in the photograph hold up a sign that has my web contact information on it or something like that, and saying something about thanks for being a great audience or whatever. And so I got one guy holding that, another guy holding the 9 or the blank card that's going to magically look like a 9 in the photograph. And that, to me, I would do that as a way to end my show. So, but that's just a personal thing. But now that you know how I might use it, it gives you a sense of where it fits and where it doesn't. A house party, you're doing a couple tricks for people, this would be great for that. You want to mess with your friends at the cafeteria or the lunchroom or the break room at work or something like that. Perfect for that. Anyway, so I think you get the idea. Enough said. 4 stars. Stone status of gem. Let's take a look at the random iTunes song of the moment while you like this video and subscribe to my channel. We got Blackened by Metallica. Word play, my brother. What's going on? There. Oh, it just starts off slow. That's a problem. There. There we go. This is off the Justice for All and Justice for All. Now, of course, I have to stop it so I don't get busted for copyright. But you know what? Listen while I drink. Oh, yeah. Gotta love that. Metallica and Justice for All. That is Blackened. I'll put a link to that in the description below. Tune in tomorrow, day 42, where we are taking a look at On Off by Nicholas Lawrence. And apparently it's a vanishing finger. I don't know what it is. There's no description on the product. I remember seeing the trailer, but I can't remember exactly what the effect is. Anyway, that's tomorrow, day 42. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you then. Peace out.